$150,000 on a wedding? My Lord. I heard this video earlier on Anthony O'Neill's YouTube channel. Check him out if you haven't. He's a Christian multimillionaire. He had an interview with this guy who's I don't know too much about, but he seems to be a Christian as well, and he's a millionaire, and his wife is a millionaire. But yeah, he spent $150,000 on a wedding. And I said, whoa. And Anthony said he wouldn't spend that much money, but this guy said he would. But he said basically he wasn't really so much into spending so much, but he wanted his wife to smile. I mean, that's nice. That's commendable to want your wife to smile. But listen, all this in my opinion. But there are other ways to make your wife smile. Oh man. I'm not saying be stingy. I'm not saying some of y'all might be saying he's a millionaire, man, he can more than afford it. Yeah, I know. But I'm thinking deeper, thinking different. Yes, they can easily afford it. You know, from a personal financial standpoint, not a big deal, right? If you're a multimillionaire, right? But especially seems like he's a man of God, man of faith, Christian, and we are called as Christians. We are called as people who want to serve the Lord to not just think about ourselves. You know, we should enjoy life, we should enjoy things, and we should be wise with how we do it. You know, I think there are things that we just do because, you know, sure, you could do it. You want, you know, sometimes let things go financially, let some money go, and you look back, man, maybe I could do that differently, right? But when I think about wedding, a wedding could be free. It could be free, literally. You don't got to spend anything. You can spend hundreds of dollars on it, thousands, or nothing, right? And there's people that we know, celebrities usually, right, that spend millions of dollars on a wedding, right, and they don't end up working out. So, you know, and I'm not saying don't spend a whole bunch of money because your marriage may not work out. I'm just saying, for example, well, there's people who have children's children, that more money can be put into their inheritance for them. A rental property for your children's children. There's people who have friends, relatives, that brothers and sisters in Christ who are struggling with their bills, like truly struggling. And you could probably, hey, maybe instead of spending all this money on a wedding, hey bro, sis, what's your utility bill? Your average utility bill? I'll give you this money, and you could take care of it for the next year or two. Oh, right. Or, you know, someone that maybe they got $100,000 left on the house, and you say, you know what? Instead of spending this $150,000, I'm gonna give you $100,000. Pay out the rest of your house. Whoa! Oh man, the excitement. I mean, and I don't know this guy's wife, and I would think, my personal opinion, that the smile on his wife will be way wider, knowing that she brought smiles to a family, lasting smiles. That, you know, and you help to alleviate a family's biggest financial expenditure, biggest financial stress, a mortgage payment. All right, you had your wedding. It can still be lovely, being way less, right? And you can also, wow, I enjoyed my wedding, and also I bless someone else by paying off their house. Oh, you know, I pay someone's bills for the next utility bill for the next two years, or 1 or 2 years, rather than just thinking about me and my fun, my festivities, my assignment, right? And I'm not saying what they did was wrong, but I'm just giving a different perspective on how we spend money, man. Right? And there was a time when I was really saying, man, when I become a millionaire, when I get the money to say, I don't know, would I buy a Lamborghini? And wow, they look incredible, man. Ferraris, man. Wow, they look incredible. And I really thought to myself, am I buying it because I really want that car. Because maybe I enjoy what the company stands for, or certain functionalities of the car that's unique from other cars, or is it really because based on how it looks and because of the brand name? I really thought about it, honestly. I said, I think it's really because of the brand name. Wow. You got a Ferrari, you got a Lambo, you got a Bentley. Yeah, man. But there are other cars that look amazing as well. There are other cars that are also luxurious looking as well. That's not $250,000. Uh-oh. So I could spend less money on an amazing looking car, and then probably put that money, put in some more investments. Give it to my church. Give it to more money in my kids, or college account or something, right? Or just put in their savings account for them to have, right? Wow. So many people, and this is for those who are contemplating marriage or making steps towards marriage, that especially the women, men too, but I'm gonna hold on the woman for a while. Man, the woman, I've heard throughout the years, oh girl, I'm gonna have a nice dress, it's gonna be a nice wonderful venue, it's gonna be a nice, pull up in a nice limo, hey, oh man, I have all these my girlfriends coming, oh my homies from the back in the day gonna come, hey. And I'm not saying that in of itself is wrong, but don't forget, many people are heading into marriage or wedding, those conversations, and putting the time in and having the conversations. You get, what about the conversations? Girl, I just realized I got a mouth problem. And I've been studying marriage heading into my marriage with this guy here. What are your insights on better communication? On speaking better? Well, girl, I think you should be quick to listen, so to speak. I think you should respond after listening to him properly, and not just listening to reply, but listening to understand. I think you think girl, I think, okay, girl, I think you are kind of accusing. And sometimes I just want to be real with you. Wow, and I think that can negatively affect your marriage. See, high quality people, friends will talk to you and mention that. Girl, you got an accusing spirit, and I think if you bring that to your marriage, you can begin to accuse your man of things. You're gonna see him on his phone. You're gonna see him this. They're gonna see him with a girl at a restaurant. I think that's his side chick, but that's really his mom hadn't seen in a long time. And then run up in there in that restaurant and blast him up, and then call the scene and make yourself look bad, when you're the problem, obviously, because you just jumped to conclusions. Now you look bad in front of him and his mom, and he can break up with you and call off the marriage, because look what you did. You jumped to conclusions. I think you need to be wiser with your money. You just spend it, because you're gonna bring a lot of stress to the man. And the man wants, y'all have goals as a family, and I think you just gotta be wiser with not always having to buy the latest, the Louis Vuitton purses and all that, because there are other high quality purses that's not Louis Vuitton and Chanel. Whoa, those are the conversations that many people aren't having. Those are the things that you talk about going to marriage. That's going to test the longevity, the quality of a marriage, because you deal with the dynamics of the person, the personality, the habits, the goals, the temperaments. The wedding is a few hours event, and it's over. And all those people, they go back home to their families and deal with their families. You got to deal with what you want. So yeah, man, I think we got to be very careful how we spend money. Whether you're a millionaire, billionaire, or middle class, we got to think very deeply. I think about what we spend money on and how much. And I'm not saying have fun, enjoy your money, but please, just be careful, be cautious, right? That's my personal opinion. All right. Overall, be wise with how you spend your money. All right, as God's stewards. Right. We're not owners of our money. We're gonna die and leave it all behind. We are stewards. All right, y'all. God bless you. Love you.